what's up you guys? Welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about myself a little bit and why I started YouTube. So who am I? Who is she? So I was born and raised in San Diego, California. I am Filipino American and I am also a wife. I've been married to my husband. It'll be 6 years in January, and I am a mama to be. We're expecting our first child in January 2022. He's a boy. So right now I just entered the third and final trimester. So that's exciting and scary all at the same time. And I'm also a social worker, so I have a bachelor's and master's degree in social work. I'm a daughter of God. I love Jesus, and I believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I've been a Christian for so many years now. I was raised Catholic, but when I got to college, well, actually it even started before college. I went to a Christian church when I was 15 years old, and I believe that's when my heart changed. And of course the journey wasn't perfect, and when I got to college I found a Christian ministry to get involved in and be involved in community, and I think that's what really helped me press into my walk with God. So I believe that's when I was truly intentional about my walk with the Lord, and ever since then the rest is really history. So I'm 30 years old now, so I've been a Christian for about 15 years, intentionally maybe for like 12 years. So hobbies, to be honest with you, I don't really have any hobbies. When you work full-time, I'm a full-time social worker and you're a wife, and my job is very mentally draining. So sometimes at the end of the day I just like don't want to do anything, but things that I enjoy doing when I have the time to is spending time with my family, my friends, my husband. My husband and I like to try new places to eat. We like to travel when we can. Obviously, he's also very busy with work. He's a business owner. So for all you entrepreneurs out there, you guys know that the clock doesn't stop at a certain time. It's an all day, all night thing, sometimes 7 days a week. He tries to take, Sundays completely off, but it's hard sometimes. So yeah, and we're involved in our church. We love our church, and we're just preparing for this baby and in the process of getting everything ready. So hobbies is, I don't know, we don't really have any hobbies. My husband likes to play basketball when he can, but again, it's like when we have the time to. We would like to travel a lot more, but we have traveled pretty good amount, so we feel good about that so far. But of course we want to explore more places and visit more sceneries that are out of our daily circumference here. So, and fun fact about me is that I actually used to be a professional hip-hop dancer back in the day, if you can believe it. So before I became a social worker, I was really into dance. My mom put me in dance when I was really young. She put me in like ballet, tap, jazz, and then like in middle school and high school I got really into hip-hop, and that's kind of when I really was focused on just hip-hop. So I did that for several years, and I was also doing my undergrad in college, getting my bachelor's at the time, and I just wasn't doing well in school at all because I was just so focused on rehearsals and dancing and performances. And I really had to like take a step back and reevaluate what I wanted to do, because I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do. And I went to like the career center on our campus, and I took like this like test, and like the top 3 things, I don't even remember what the other 2 were, but the first one was social work. I was like, social work? What's that? And so I looked into it and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so me. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to help people. And here we are. Fast forward, I'm still a social worker. So that test was really valuable to me, because I don't think I would have ever explored social work or even really knew what it was and the different facets of it. So yeah, so that's a fun fact about me. I do miss dance. I used to take classes occasionally, but I don't as much anymore, but I still love it. It was like my outlet growing up when I was just going through it as a teenager, if you will, you know, going through all those different emotional changes. Dance was like an escape for me. It was an escape before I, you know, found Jesus. And so dance will always be important to me, and that will always be something really, really close to my heart, and I'll never forget it, and I still love it. I'm gonna try and take classes maybe after I deliver this baby. Right now it's kind of hard when you have, you know, an extra life in you and you can't bounce around as much as you'd like to. So why I started YouTube. So it actually started when I started watching YouTube videos, like makeup tutorials in 2018. I remember I was getting ready to plan my husband's like birthday at the time, and I wanted to get like my makeup done and look, you know, really good for him. And I just couldn't believe how much like they were charging for like just to get your makeup done. And so after that day, I was like, you know what, I am gonna learn how to do my own makeup. I'm like, I'm sure there's like a YouTube tutorial on it. And as you all may or may not know, there was like a gajillion videos on makeup tutorials. And so that was in 2018, and I was just watching all kinds of makeup tutorials. I was like, I can totally do this. And my husband's so sweet. He bought me like some new makeup and some new brushes and things like that so I can practice and try it on my own. So that was really sweet of him, and that's exactly what I did. I just started practicing and started, you know, watching more videos on different like parts of makeup, you know, like the eyes and the contouring and the different types of foundations and different types of skins that, you know, may or may not be beneficial for certain makeups, you know. So when I started watching those makeup tutorials, I got into just like a rabbit hole of other YouTube videos, like lifestyle vlogs, how-to videos, versus videos like this product versus this product. And then I just went full on and started following all these YouTube influencers and their lifestyle, and I was like, these are just like normal human beings just like me. And I was like, I could do that. You know, like, why can't I do that? But it was always a thought, and I always told my husband, I was like, yeah, like it'd be so cool to like start my own YouTube video, maybe not like maybe not a makeup channel, because there's like a million of those, like we don't need another one. But I really didn't really know what my direction would have been. I just knew that like this looks like so much fun. These people who look like regular people are doing it, like why couldn't I do it? But didn't really get into it. It was just always a thought. Earlier this year, I had a miscarriage. You'll see that was my first video that I posted here on YouTube. You guys can check that out and kind of watch the details on that. I'm not going to explain it again in this video. But having a miscarriage earlier this year, it was March earlier this year, was super traumatic for me. And the one thing that really got me through, believe it or not, was watching other women's stories and videos on YouTube about their miscarriage experiences, because no one in my close friend group went through that. Everyone had successful pregnancies, and I felt really alone, to be honest with you. I felt like I couldn't really lean on anyone that really understood where I was at. Of course, everyone was so loving and compassionate and there for me, and I appreciate that. But to like fully understand what I was going through, I felt so isolated. You know, even my husband, he didn't really fully understand what I was going through. You know, how could he? You know, he's a man. He understood that I was going through this, but not to the full extent. And so I felt super alone in that. And so watching these women's videos about their miscarriage stories was so weirdly comforting to me. It just felt like, wow, this person who lives like across, you know, the world, she's also going through this. And a lot of very similar experiences when I was watching those videos. Everyone's miscarriage story is obviously different, like I talk about in the video, my first video, but it was just so like comforting to know that I wasn't alone. So basically going through that, that's what kind of propelled me to start this video, to start this channel, because I had no like vision or direction before that. I just like wanted to start a YouTube channel, but now I feel like there's a lot more intention, there's a lot more vision, and there's a lot more purpose based on that experience for me. And isn't it crazy how, you know, maybe like one of the worst moments you could experience in your entire life could open a door for an opportunity or turn into something beautiful. I don't know, but my hope is that someone obviously who might have gone through similar experiences as me would not feel alone in that. So yeah, sharing my personal experiences with intention and purpose in every area of my life. So you'll see there's a lot of different kinds of channels out there, and I really had to take a step back and figure out, like, you know, what is like my niche, right? What is my vision? What is my purpose, my intention? And when I took that test at my college campus, and it revealed to me that social work was one of my top career choices. It really was, because I wanted to glorify God in every area of my life, and social work exemplified that. And so I'm kind of carrying that over onto this channel with my personal life experiences. So social work is about like helping others and not helping them navigate through that. And so this channel is me wanting to help others through my own personal experiences on my terms. And through this outlet, you know, you have the opportunity to be creative on YouTube. So that's a fun challenge for me, because I feel like I'm like not a super creative person, and doing these YouTube videos so far has like challenged me to channel that. So it's new for me, and it's actually really exciting for me. You'll see that like my content is kind of a plethora of my personal experiences, and that's going to continue to change because my life's going to change. Life is never the same. Things are constantly changing. So it's not going to be like one focus of just vlogs or just fashion or just this or just that. It's going to be a plethora of different things that I go through, and it's going to be different all the time because my life's going to change all the time. And I was really hesitant about it at first, because, you know, you're putting yourself out there, right? And that can be really scary for some people. And as you guys know, the internet is not always the safest place to share about your life. So it was really scary initially, but I'll never forget this book that I read by Joyce Meyer. It's called The Confident Woman, and she basically just validated, like, yeah, it's okay to be afraid, but do it afraid, you know, because sometimes we can't shake that feeling because we're human, but do it afraid in faith that God is going to take care of you and is for you. And that really encouraged me, because I thought it was so black and white for so long. You know, it's like, okay, well, I'm scared, well, I'm not going to do it. But it's like, well, you can still do things and be scared at the same time. You know, that's called courage. It's called being brave. So that's why I'm here. And I know that my videos aren't perfect, and they're not going to be perfect. I'm just starting this out. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out this whole YouTube channel system and editing and all of that. But imagine if we waited for everything to be perfect to start something. We would be waiting forever. You know, there's never going to be a perfect situation. You know, there's never going to be a perfect time. So that that excerpt from the book from Joyce Meyer about just doing it afraid was really encouraging to me. And I read that book like several years ago, and I will never forget it. So thanks, Joyce Meyer, for writing that book, because I'm here today doing this afraid, putting myself out there even though it's scary, but hoping that someone out there also understands, and also knowing that what I have to share matters. I love that God always meets us exactly where we're at, imperfections and all. So I talked about how like there's never going to be like a perfect situation or perfect circumstances, and like God meets us exactly where we're at and he walks with us through it. So I'm just trusting him throughout this whole process, walking in faith. So that's pretty much it. That's me. This is a little bit of who I am, and I'm sure you'll learn more about me throughout my next videos. And yeah, that's why I started YouTube, and things will be ever changing, but that's pretty much it. I hope you stick around on this journey with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.